procedure? What's the baseline
rating scale? So you've got A through... Hey guys, welcome to the Anime Club podcast. My name is Justin. I'm the Anime Club president.
I'm
that guy. Oh, damn it. We ruined it. We ruined the podcast. I'm Rob, vice president of Anime Club.
I'm Renee, and I'm the PR. And welcome to our... You already said that. That threw me off. I usually start it off.
Yeah, we ruined the podcast.
Well, today we're going to be talking about anime.
Take control.
And,
what other fine things are we going to be talking about?
Well, a number of different topics.
Getting comfortable is one of them.
Why don't you start a new podcast? He's like, save changes now.
No, it's still on.
Well, I really did like the start where it was, hey, I'm Justin.
It's still going.
Oh, well, that's good. The start was fantastic. It was just what it needed to be.
Anyway, so what did you guys do this last 2 weeks?
Oh, that's right. We missed a meeting. No, not a meeting. We missed a podcast recording.
For more KanjiCon financial work.
Why'd we do that? Oh, yeah, we were working on KanjiCon finances.
KanjiCon.
It's good, though. KanjiCon was a success. Everyone hands in the air.
Yeah, so I apologize for being absent last week. Hopefully, this podcast is good enough to stand in for both podcasts, especially if you are a loyal listener. And if it's not, we're sorry that we're not good enough for you.
I'll say we started a lot better in this podcast.
Yeah, we're off to a banger start.
Literally.
Yep. Super good. So, did you do anime and gaming in 2 weeks?
I've been doing a little anime, a little gaming. I haven't really ratcheted it up much. I feel like we've got winter break coming on, and that's usually a major time for gorging on anime, gaming, whatever, in the month in between classes. So I probably won't make any progress on my backlog until then. But for the time being, I'm satiated.
Good.
Rob?
I've watched a good amount more anime than I have recently. It was pretty good. Actually, on Renee's suggestion, I did watch all of Yawa Pedal, the biking anime. Maybe it's not Renee's suggestion. He was just the only person who actually knew about the anime when the season started.
What is that?
It's a biking anime, racing bikes in high school. And it's actually kind of a cute, fun premise. The main character is this little weakling kid, but he's actually phenomenal at biking because ever since 4th grade, he's been a super nerd. And he would bike 45 kilometers there and 45 kilometers back from Akihabara every weekend. So he actually created, unintentionally, a very intense training routine. So now that he's in high school, he's looking to start an anime club, but he can't find the members. He wants friends, he wants something to connect with people, so when he actually races a person and finds it enjoyable, he goes just incredibly deep into biker culture.
So he does a lot of endurance training to and from.
I don't think it was me that recommended that.
Okay.
Because I don't know what it is until right now. I don't even know what's the name of it.
You were the one that recommended it. Oh well, I watched it based on 0 recommendations at all.
Oh.
There we go.
Yawapeda. It's a pretty popular anime. It's oftentimes ranked fairly high on Crunchyroll. So yeah,
it's very shonen-like.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's not quite magical, but they definitely have their shonen techniques that they bust out at the last moment to win the race.
So they have techniques for biking?
Yeah, I mean technically our main character's technique is actually just
Pedal fast.
A word I learned through this anime. It's actual biking term, cadence. He just pedals hard forever, nonstop. But like, there's actual other like biking techniques I've learned of through this anime. Dancing, which is getting up off the saddle and swerving the back to and fro so you can go up a hill faster. And just interesting. There are actually a lot of interesting real world techniques that these bikers use in their series. They also just go like a little bit shonen crazy with them.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read a critique on Yawapeta that said the first few episodes are a little overly weighted on biking terms and techniques and all that sort of stuff. It's this very how would you call it, didactic approach to the shonen. But I imagine it sort of has to be when you're introducing someone to the world of like athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
at least with the presumption that they don't already know about biking.
Yeah, I knew nothing about technical biking, so it was a little bit of a like overload in vocabulary, things I've never heard of. But you could pick it up real quick.
So probably this show will probably be favored by people that actually bike a lot more.
That's
Because
possible.
There's another show, Kuroko no Basket.
Oh no, I watched a little bit of that.
Oh, well, since I used to play basketball in high school and I watched that show, I guess I like it a lot more than I should. It's to a point where when I actually played, I tried to do some of the moves there. It hurt my hand a lot.
Seems pretty unrealistic from the very little that I saw.
It's very unrealistic.
Because like that kid doesn't actually touch the basketball; he just creates physics that shouldn't exist.
Changes the angle where he goes.
Like it is kind of interesting. He's really bad at basketball, but he uses these very special techniques to just change the vectors and velocity of the ball that no one else does. So
I'll probably go deeper into that, but that's probably for another podcast when season 3 comes out in the winter.
So you actually do recommend that one? Because I watched 5 episodes and I was just about to give up on it.
Wow. Like I said, I liked it because I play basketball, so I kind of relate to it in a way. In a way, not with the magical stuff and that, but it has moments. It's really slow later on when they actually clash with the other. I think Miracle of Generations, if I'm wrong.
Generation of Miracles.
When they actually face each other, it's pretty intense. Very shonen.
I mean, even in the 5th episode, you're already seeing them face off against one of the generation, the copycat.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was cool. I mean, it was cool. It's just,
he said
it seemed. I guess it just did seem slow. So you're saying it does pick up?
Well, season 2 was a lot better than season 1.
Okay. Well, I can keep going on it.
Just skim it. Just have it on your side while you do something else.
Sure.
Or read the manga. There's that too. Anyway, anything else besides the bicycle show?
Bicycle. I finally mostly caught up on most of the things I'm watching. So, Amagi Brilliant Park. I watched 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
Still didn't go back and watch 7?
No.
Why didn't you watch 7?
Because I downloaded it and I intended to watch it, but then I went over to Justin's place and he downloaded 8 and just watched it and
didn't watch
it's
7.
episodic. I might as well, I suppose. I didn't get too spoiled on episode 7, but I do need to go back and watch it still. That and I'm mostly caught up on, or maybe I'm about the same place in The Wolf Girl and Black Prince. I mean, Renee is actually more caught up than I, so I'll leave him free to talk about it if he wants.
No, I'll wait until next time.
Alright. One thing, not actually like anime related, nothing I did intentionally, but I think is kind of cool, is just in watching random YouTube stuff, I've been getting a lot more Crunchyroll advertisements. And I think it's because I specifically clicked on them, watched them all the way through, rather than skipping them. So I'm just trying to, tell the Google bot analysis advertised thing, this is what I want to see, show me advertisements of this.
Oh.
And it actually kind of worked.
I have ad block, so...
No, that works too. Not supporting the industry, though.
I turn it on.
What a monster.
I turn it on when I watch, like, some Twitch streams at sometimes.
Yeah. That's what they recommend. Run the stream twice, one with mute and no ad block, one with ad block.
Support them while not supporting at the same time.
Yep.
Well, for my week, I up to date in most of the things that I'm watching, except for Akame got killed, with no one here to watch.
Hey, I just started that one. I got like 5 episodes in.
I thought you said you dropped it.
I dropped it with him, but I went back and rewatched it and like, this is very shonen. I know it's cliche and terrible, but it's actually pretty fun.
Well, I'm not up to date to that, but I heard people saying that it's getting kind of like, well, the ending is becoming very unclear, and I don't know why, so I need to catch up to it to know why. And then I'm continue playing that Yumina, the ethereal game.
You didn't finish?
I'm going to finish it in Thanksgiving.
Did you finish A route yet?
No, it's a lot longer than I thought.
It is long.
At one point, I thought I finished it because it had the credits and it scrolled through it. So I'm like, I'm done. And then it just went on to me being in space. So random.
This game is great.
And, well, I probably have another 15 more hours of that. I think I already have like 32 down already.
And then that's only Route 1.
I don't know if I'm going to do the other routes.
Well, you can auto-skip a lot of the dialogue, and you can New Game Plus your characters into already being trained, so you don't need to...
I'm just wondering if I knew... to get the other routes, you have to like increase the difficulty. From right now, I think you start from easy, and then you go to normal to get the true ending, I heard.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just wondering if I do that, will the enemies scale with me, and I have to train even more to try to beat them? But
maybe.
I'm probably
if you're a true fan, you'll do it.
I don't know about that right now, so...
Well, that's fine. If you want to return it and at some point re-borrow it, that will always be fine.
Yeah. I'll be borrowing Shuffle next.
Just keep it and never return it. It actually makes zero difference. I mean, this is how Medium is exchanged between friends. 10 years later, you will still have it.
Maybe. I still want to play it all the way through. I haven't gotten True End.
You got what? How terrible. You have to rainbow all your games so that you can sell them away.
That's a technical term that you have. I'm not sure everyone knows.
Oh, rainbow means basically 100%.
Ooh.
Either 100% or perfect, depending on the game's context. So in the context of like a tower defense, it means like losing 0 health.
On every stage. Yep.
On every stage.
Me and Justin worked together to rainbow pixel jump monsters, and we still haven't...
Are you guys close?
Close.
I'm pretty sure we already did it.
Really? I thought we still had a couple of hard stages left.
No, I wouldn't have let it lapse.
Okay. I thought we just forgot about it. But yeah, that's where at least my rainbowing mindset came from, because every time you perfect clear a stage without losing any of your 40 health or 20 health, whatever it is, you get a little rainbow that shows up over the stage, and you want rainbows on every stage.
Well, I think that's all I did this week.
Oh, one random one. Justin's too. We both played League for the first time in months, or at least for me, the first time in months. I'm not sure if he's been playing.
Yeah, League of Legends. It's a game that a lot of people play, and me and Rob also played it.
For the first time in literal months, though. Yeah, like, all the new graphics.
Hearthstone to League.
Hearthstone's fun, too. A very different kind of game, but it's fun. But yeah, I was just super excited about playing League again for the first time, because they changed a lot. Not everything, but they changed all the graphics, they changed a lot of items around, they changed a lot of the art, so...
Has it been like a year or months?
Yeah, it's like 3 months, 2 months,
Oh.
2 or 3 months, but they've been in the postseason, and they're trying to transition into season 5 and set up all the new cool looking stuff. So they did a lot of updates in these last couple months.
Oh, and also I played Smash during the weekend. It was fun.
8-player?
8-player, the best way to play it. With no team attacks, you could just do 4 against 1. The best
7
way.
against 1. Yes, David will finally lose. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure 7 against 1 is a pretty tough proposition.
I see David doing it.
We turn on team attack, we'll all kill each other as we fight him.
Yep.
And besides that, yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go into some topics from either outdated or not?
I feel like I might have watched another anime or two, but I'm not remembering right now. So, yeah,
So,
that's fine.
alright. So, Attack on Titan's second season is coming.
Oh, good.
You guys aware of it when?
Oh gosh.
Two-
Yes, it's 2016.
2016.
That anime was recommended to Justin.
Recommended?
Yep. Hummingbird's recommendation mechanism recommended it, but that's just because everybody's watched it. So it
Mhm.
feels that since I haven't, there must be something wrong with it. And I'm sure it's fine. But I am a self-professed hipster, so I liked it before it was cool, and now that it is cool, I can't go back to finish it.
I'm an anti-hipster. I want to watch it now that I know a lot of people like it. There's got to be something good in this series for a lot of people to like it.
Yeah. I read the manga of it, so...
How logic doesn't hold up.
It's those unpopular anime. Those are the ones you can't trust.
There's some unpopular ones that are really good.
There are. Kaiji. Kaiji's the one that I always think of. Just because the art's so weird, no one likes the noses in it. They don't like how they do characters. They just don't like the anime. But it's actually a really cool psychological thriller. And gambling stuff.
Yeah, I read that the composer for the soundtrack to Kaiji and Akagi and Death Note was actually arrested in Japan on marijuana charges. This was a while ago, though, but he hasn't done any composing since then, which sort of makes me sad. Especially given all the decriminalization policies that have begun to take effect here in the United States. It seems, though, that it's still a pretty big deal in Japan.
I mean, it's not necessarily true, but a lot of people in America associate drug use with artistry.
Yeah, maybe most
His
great music pieces came from being high.
Yeah. So, it's a shame to arrest him for such a thing, but oh well, it happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Apparently it happens.
Okay, and then next one, in South Korea, there's a Pokemon World Champ Parade.
Sweet.
Like, I guess they were competing with each other, and South Korea got a winner from there. But the parade got canceled because everyone was attacking the Pikachus.
What?
They had like a row of Pikachus going around the city, and apparently the crowd was too much for the Pikachu, so it prevented their movement, and they got kind of, I guess...
They got mobbed.
Yeah, basically. And I canceled that, so I found that kind of funny, so that's why I'm saying that.
Those poor actors inside the Pikachus.
Their actors thought they're real.
Yeah, well, I mean, that seems a shame.
Someone from South Korea won, not from Japan.
So it's it was two things. They had a world championship in terms of
Like,
card game.
I believe it's the game itself, the
like just
consoles.
okay. And then
So
there was a world championship tournament which did complete, and it's a South Korean victor.
Yes.
And there was a parade that ended up getting canceled.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it sounds a shame. I'm actually happy to hear that such a nerdy activity would get such a huge event as a parade.
They didn't expect that. That's why it got canceled.
Well, South Korea has always been very much about esports, and I guess Pokemon's not technically an esport, but it's in the same realm. But yeah, what a pity.
Well, next there's some more images of the crossover of Attack on Titans and Marvel.
Season 2.
So there's that. I want to post that down there since we talked about this before. So I feel like we're obligated to talk about this again.
Yep. I like it.
Terrible.
I like that logic.
As a non-fan of both Attack on Titan and Marvel, I am in protest.
But there's Guardian of the Galaxies there also.
What's a Guardian of the Galaxy?
I don't give a fuck.
Well, there's that. And next...
I really do hope that Season 2 is all about Spider-Man.
Season 2?
Season 2 of Attack on Titan. I guess I should watch the rest of Season 1.
I doubt the crossover will make it into animation.
I doubt.
It's a real loss for the world.
So I heard there's a game called Disgaea 5 coming out. Do any of you guys know about it?
Nope.
Well,
that's done.
Anything substantial to say about it, or just a release date?
Just coming out late 2014 or 15, and they've revealed the character arts. It looks cool. It looks like this guy,
Is it the same
but
person? Because I don't know about the series, so all I've seen from the other Disgaeas, the main character was kind of like a teenager.
Oh, not the same character.
Not the same? Oh,
not the same main character. It's, they've had different main characters in every game except for D2,
Ooh.
and their first generation Disgaea characters, Laharl, Etna, and Floan, are just so popular with their fan base that they have always included them in the post game or as unlockable characters throughout the story. So you can probably expect to see them again, but they're always new characters.
Oh, okay. I always thought it would... But is it like somehow related in the end? Like all the different...
Not super related. They all have their adventures in different netherworlds, like a multiverse type deal. So Laharl's actions have very little impact on Mao or Adele, any of them. Other than the fact that he is a reigning overlord in another netherworld. And when he comes into their netherworld, he's very powerful. But yeah, very little to say on the new one. I think they might have shared a new mechanic, but I don't remember what it is.
Next one. Oh, now I remembered one. I heard they're having the Blu-ray release for Akame ga Kill and another, I think, Tokyo Ghoul. So the main reason people will buy those because it will be uncensored, because they want to see all the gore and all that. How do you feel about the censorship of that?
I mean, I understand that they have to censor it for Crunchyroll and major releases.
But they don't, actually. Crunchyroll airs, or at least in the case of at least one anime earlier this year, Crunchyroll aired the uncensored version. The censorship laws are stricter in Japan, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the anime is produced for late night broadcast. Despite that, they still have to censor, violence, nudity, which it's getting more and more lenient. But yeah, the overseas market isn't as though the Japanese anime producers are under obligation to censor for the overseas market. But uncensored versions were always, a big draw for Blu-ray sales and whatnot. And I know for a fact that when I was a kid, I always wanted the uncensored Dragon Ball Z episodes on VHS. Despite the fact that I don't really think there was much different.
Probably not.
Like, the most egregious examples of censoring is, when you get 4 kids and you, like, rewrite the story and the dialogue and so on. So
the weapons entirely, too. That's always the hilarious
you can
one.
remove the weapons.
And then, for what I remember from watching Akame got killed, I didn't know there was actually censoring to a point there. I knew for sure in Tokyo Ghoul, because they had the shadings and the colors and everything. It's to make it friendlier. And then I know some people who are really, I guess the word would be, turned off from watching censored ones.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if you're watching something already, it's going to be obvious that the censoring doesn't turn you off. I think that it's very rare that a censor will actually, change your opinion of something, right?
Positively.
Right. Yeah, positively. Like, oh, okay, well, I'm fine with this because there's a censor there. But if there wasn't and it was more, explicit, then I wouldn't be fine with it.
I mean, I might be unusual, but I think in the case of Akame ga Kill, there are scenes that are certainly graphic. It's a very violent anime, but like things like beheading, like and such, what they tend to do is they show maybe what's about to happen and then the end result. They don't actually show the graphic murder in some of these cases. If they actually go ahead and include that, I might actually be a little more appalled than what I normally feel on it.
Oh, wow.
Possibly.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure. I just think that, like, the beheading scene in episode 5 was a lot more tolerable because I didn't see anything particularly graphic in that. It was a graphic idea, graphic scene, but it didn't actually show his head being removed.
Prepare yourself for future episodes.
But yeah, I mean, it's... I wouldn't say that censoring's a good thing, but it might... Yeah, I might be okay with it in this case.
So basically, we want everything raw, right? Right?
We want it all raw.
Right.
Whatever the heck that means.
And
Justin's changing the desktop of the Anime Club computer
but it's
to...
JoJo, though.
Get rid of it quick.
JoJo's-
JoJo is an awful, awful thing. I do not like it, Sam. I am.
You watched it?
No, I actually started watching it, and after a point, I stopped watching it because I was no longer interested. Because protracted story, ass pull moves, like it had a lot of obvious shonen earmarks, which I was willing to forgive because it seemed unique. But as I watched it, I felt like it was just it just started to feel more and more generic to me, which is why I stopped watching it.
No JoJo.
But yeah, JoJo. Yeah. Well, debate me.
I mean, I don't think it's super generic. I think I do like it. I don't like it more than my shonen. It's my very generic shonen.
Whatever's left of it.
But I do. I mean, it's more strategic. I mean, they do some really interesting things with their combat, which a lot of shonen just kind of ignore in favor of more ass pull moves, as you put it. Like, they have a certain set of moves that they can do, and they just utilize them differently. They utilize them in interesting ways, I feel.
Yeah, I know. Part of my problem is that I had to listen to Ed go on and on about how great it is. And the problem with that is oftentimes that, for me, has like a diminishing effect on how I feel about something. Like, it makes it almost overrated.
So, if I say a show sucks really bad, will you watch it?
No, not that either.
No, but if you tell me that a show is really good and I'm really going to like it, and oh my gosh, you haven't watched that yet, why haven't you watched it? It's so great. and I finally get around to watch it, my opinions about it are already going to be guarded because I'm going to feel that it's overrated just going in, which means there's less of a likelihood that I'm going to watch it with a completely unbiased opinion. And it's kind of a shitty attitude. It's kind of a cynical attitude to have. But that's why I like to, watch things as they come out so that I can evaluate them, on their own merits before all the critique and the criteria start, flowing in.
So you say that kind of builds like expectations, right?
Yeah, it sort of builds expectations.
And that transitions perfectly to the next question. Question I have, does expectations make you not watch the show or not like it as much as you would if you didn't have it?
Yes, very much so. I like things a lot better, I find, when I go in with sort of as close to a tabula rasa as possible. Because that allows, like, the show, for whatever it is, a romance, a comedy, or an action series or a drama, to have the greatest impact on me. Because I haven't been A, spoiled, B, prepared for the sort of emotional cues that the anime is going to have on me, or C, just, primed for what I'm getting into. If I watch something like that, I find it's a lot more evocative in terms of emotion. So I like most of the series that I've watched and love and stick with me have been discoveries rather than recommendations, right? So there's that. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I would partially agree. I was trying to think of potential counterpoints to that, and there's really not much to say. It's maybe not based on expectations, but if anime has been highly recommended to me, there's a greater chance that I'll watch it and see, okay, why did they want me to watch this? If it's still not great, but they're like, no, go on, keep watching, like, or they still, I just have this idea in my head of them saying, no, you have to watch it through, you have to watch more. I might get further along than I would have otherwise, and I might actually get to the part that was actually worthwhile. So, I mean,
yeah, but
there's a possibility.
But at that point, you're like, you're watching out of obligation rather than enjoyment.
To a degree, but at the end, if I still find the enjoyment in something that I would have given up otherwise, it did have a minor positive effect on me. But yeah, generally I'd agree with you. I'd say if there are if someone highly rates an anime and I find it to be worse than what I actually expected from what they tell me, I'm going to be disappointed. And I don't... If it's actually just so far below my expectations, I'll drop it even if they do tell me, no, you have to keep watching. Like, no, you hyped it up too much.
So generally, you both will have, when you watch a show, you guys will have like little to no expectations in the first place, or you have some at least?
I pre-screen what I watch. So oftentimes I'll check to see if the general consensus, like the critical consensus, is positive or negative. And if it's positive, I'll give it a shot. If it's negative, I'll probably stay away from it. But yeah, I mean, setting myself up, expectations, like, ask anyone who's read and loved the Harry Potter books and then gone on to watch the movie. Mm-hmm. I guarantee every single one of them is going to say the books are better. Or the people that just watch the movie. I love the movie, that's why I don't want to read the books. Expectations are like this double-edged sword because you can't really enjoy it as an individual thing if you've got like this rider that you come in on.
Yep. Renee is lost in Thoughts?
I was confused. Okay,
I'm surprised he hasn't seen this.
what
no
is
one's
that?
seen this.
Is that like a visual novel?
Nah. But now you have to talk about it because you pulled it up.
So there was a Japan Animator Expo recently. Not so much an expo, but a I guess it was an Animator Expo, and one of the shorts that debuted during it, one of the shorts out of 3, was titled "Me Me Me," and it was produced by Studio Kara, and it's and that's unique in and of itself because Studio Kara is Hideaki Anno's studio, and that's the studio that produces the rebuild of Evangelion movies. And just like Evangelion, this short, Me Me Me, is like a total mindfuck. It's a music video set to Teddy Lloyd music with a very sort of loosely connected story, but it's seriously like an LSD trip. And after you watch it, it loops in on itself. And there's a lot of fan theories about what it is, what it's about, because there's no dialogue, there's nothing other than the video. But it seems to be, what would you call it? A critique of this sort of 2D fascination that's so common with otaku in Japan, where they have waifus, they have these shrines, and they continually eschew physical relationships for just the world of 2D and otakuism. And this video seems to like both strike back at it while sort of, being an example of it. Rob, you've seen it. What were your thoughts?
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit.
It's fine. It's mind trippy. It's awkwardly highly sexual. It's interesting. I wouldn't watch it normally. I can recommend it to anyone who does want to see something out of the norm, out of the ordinary. So it is interesting, but it's not to my taste.
I'll put that in the link below, so if any guys want to watch it, feel free to.
It is not safe for work, though, so if you're offended by anime titties without censorship,
Which they are.
shouldn't watch it.
Or probably bribe your boss to watch it and he'll have a good time.
Yep.
Oh, okay, what was the question we were talking about before we got distracted? Expectations. Well, for me, I try to start every show I watch with very minimal expectations. So that's why I kind of watch a lot of shows, good or bad. So, reason for that, because I want to watch stuff.
Because you want to.
And the only ones I probably have expectations will be if I already read the manga of it, so I have expectations, so the anime will follow it and do it justice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Nisekoi, for example, I read the manga first, so I was kind of having, I guess, higher expectations for it compared to a lot of other shows. And that's what. And then I think for the winter season, there's a couple of shows that I also read the manga of. So yeah, those are gonna have higher expectations for me.
Just a quick thought. It's not exactly a matter of expectations, but it is. You mentioned reading a manga and then transitioning into the anime. You'll have expectations. Would you say that those expectations diminish your enjoyment of that, though? Like, also something you mentioned earlier was Yaopeto season 3 coming right up. I guess you're expecting it to be good. Is that actually going to detract from how you would enjoy the series without any prior knowledge?
Well, for Nisekoi for example, I like the art in the back and the transitions, I guess. So I was kind of, I guess, happy from that, but I wasn't as excited to watch each episode as I should have been, because I kind of really already know what's gonna happen already.
All right.
And then there's some shows where I could read the manga, and I prefer not to like Kuriko no Basket. So, because I kind of like, cause it's I guess some animes are better, or anime or manga are better if it's in motion. That's how I feel, I guess.
Okay. Was there more Renee questions before we move on to user questions?
No, user questions. Question time.
Whee! Hooray! Justin's distracted.
Did you start it over?
No, it loops in on itself.
It loops? Oh. Okay. Is it really silent?
No.
Of course not.
It's not? Oh.
It's a music video, but we have it on silent so that we don't ruin the podcast.
I don't know how to edit that out either, so made my work a lot easier. So, Justin, who's the best girl in K-On?
We put it off 2. Yep, we put it off 2 weeks.
Oh wow! Everyone's been
waiting with bated breath to hear our opinions on this and fight them.
Who's the best girl in K-On?
Debate me.
Debate me.
It was the most hipster answer I could give here.
The teacher.
Oh yeah, the teacher. I like Mugi because she's unpredictable. The end.
Did you watch K-On?
I did. I have not actually. I have not finished it though, as is the answer with most animes you ask me. I don't know. Yui is main character. That probably just can't be true, but it is cute just how like deranged that person is.
She is the main character.
Yeah, I know. No, I mean she is the main character. It can't be the right answer for best girl. She is just absolutely
a
deranged.
Friend who also likes Yui and always make fun of him because Yui is very derpy, I guess.
Yeah.
So I just make fun of how in the future how will she survive in the world?
Yeah.
Release her in the wild.
She'll have troubles.
And then mine will probably be in the bandwagon, I guess. It's Mio. And that's...
if you rearrange the letters in Mio's name, you get Moe.
Close.
Took a while, no.
How much of a while did that take?
How do you spell her name?
It's like the classic, this is going to be the spookiest Halloween. It's the first Halloween in 2,000 years that's fallen on Friday the 13th.
It's 666 years.
I'm a fool. I thought it was since the birth of Jesus. Oh no.
Everyone dresses as Jesus.
Yep.
I will carry your snare. Next question. What is a show or genre that you regret watching? Regret probably like that you like and you shouldn't like it. That you know you shouldn't like it.
Guilty pleasure.
There you go. Simple. It could be a show or genre.
I mean, it should be Naruto or Bleach, but I'm just not guilty about that. I feel that's fine. What else is there? Maybe it has to be one of those shoujo romantic comedies that I love so much. Maybe that's what I have to choose as a guilty pleasure. What would that be? I mean, my favorite one, one of the first ones the first one I watched, not my favorite anymore, but one of the first ones I ever watched was that Karin Chibi vampire.
Oh.
And when I was first watching it, I thought, oh, this is incredibly cute, but I'm not supposed to watch this. Nah, it's fine. It's good. I don't know. I don't have any like guilty pleasures because I just own all these things that I shouldn't. I'm all about.
Is that something you'd be like,
the terrible anime? And
recommend to a friend? Let's watch this.
I mean, I could, but the people I can recommend it to won't. Justin's using technology to
answer. While he's
answer.
looking for that, I guess I will say mine. So since I already knew the question, I already thought about it beforehand.
Cheater. Cheater.
Well, mine will be more, I guess the genre will be idol animes. Idol-based animes. I know I shouldn't like it as much as I do because I like Love Live and Idolmaster a lot more than I to a point where I actually play the game.
I played the Love Live School Idol Festival.
Nerds.
There's no shame in that.
Look at these nerds.
And then and then I have some figures of them. Yeah.
Good.
And then I'm excited for another season that's coming up in winter, so I'm gonna have a lot to talk about that.
Oh yeah, Cinderella Girls.
Yep. Rin Shibuya. New girl. Awesome.
Rin Shibuya.
No, don't say it like that.
What? Don't say it like that. Only I can say my words.
Yeah.
As far as an anime that I consider a guilty pleasure, I couldn't really come up with anything without like delving into R-rated territory, right?
You wouldn't call K-On! A guilty pleasure?
No.
That
was a great experience.
I'm sure.
Rewatched it a lot of times.
I mean, there's some anime that I watched and definitely wouldn't rewatch. Bleach, namely. But I felt like it was good that I did watch it because it's almost like a coming of age thing to do as an anime fan, right? A lot of anime fans cut their teeth on Bleach or Naruto or, these days Fairy Tail or those days Dragon Ball Z. And it's just sort of like, it's kind of like a rite of passage, I'd say. Yeah.
And next, I don't know if you guys would have an answer for this right away. What are your top 3 psychological anime?
I can think of 2 immediately.
You could just give 1. 3 is probably a lot.
Yeah, let's not get too many opinions out of Rob. You're gonna run out.
Well, it's unfair because I'm also going to start with the one that you'd start with is Kaiji. Well, maybe not you wouldn't start. You know it, but you wouldn't necessarily start with it. But yeah, Kaiji's a really good psychological thriller. The more obscure one that I could go with would be One Outs. It's a very interesting underground baseball psychological thriller. Very unique genre combination it has, but it's a good one.
Underground baseball?
Yeah, he's they don't play full games, they just play pitcher versus batter.
Oh, and I guess they bet on it because...
Yep, and they do betting, and it's just mind games between the two of them. It's a fun one, actually.
You mind games? Mind games?
Yep. So that was a cool one.
I'm wondering what you mean when you say psychological.
Is it not like a genre?
I suppose it is.
I guess involving use of your mind to think.
So not Naruto.
No,
he doesn't
Well,
think.
some may argue. Some of the viewers may argue that.
There's a Japanese drama called Liar Game that I thought was really good. Unfortunately, it's a Japanese drama, so it's a little more zany than I think an adaptation would be if it were an anime or an American drama, for example. Just because things are a little more over the top. But the author of Liar Game does a number of manga adaptations that are actually pretty good. Oh, he's actually the author of One Ounce, incidentally.
All right.
So, yeah, I like Liar Game. Even though it's not an anime, sorry.
And for me, it will be Higurashi.
That seems fine.
Yeah. Some people will think it's not psychological because in the beginning it's mostly just brutal hack and slashing of people, but if you get to like season 3 or 4, they kind of have reason for that, and yeah.
Sounds alright. It's one of the ones I should probably watch someday. Though, see, that one seems pretty far removed from my standard. For some reason, when you said Higurashi, my mind auto completed to Angel Beats.
Okay, what?
I
What did
don't
you
know
say?
why.
What did you
The
say?
characters are they look the same.
Wait,
They're
what do you-
random
what do you
high
s-
school girls.
what do you s-
Angel Beats.
How?
And somehow I imagine the Angel Beats girls killing people. I don't know why.
They kind of did.
This guy.
You're not wrong there. Question time is over. So what are? No, oh yeah, there is no anime club this week, right?
No anime club
Because
this
of
week.
Thanksgiving, an amazing time to be with your family, eat turkey, and all
And
that.
watch anime.
I'll be watching it. Oh, speaking of anime, I'll be watching 2 movies I recently down. Can I say that?
Of course you could say
He's
that.
breaking the law.
If they're not licensed, then it's fine.
I'm gonna
Well,
watch.
do you know if they're licensed?
I
Doesn't
got
matter.
a Blu-ray DVD.
What are you gonna watch?
I'm either gonna watch Anohana, the movie version of it, which is mostly I heard it's like a summary of the regular series, but based on a different perspective. And I also got.
I watched that, but for Chunibyo. Chunibyo has a movie,
Was there a movie?
told from Rika's perspective.
Is
Yeah.
it? Is it actually like an hour long or just?
It's like an hour and a half.
Holy crap!
And there's like a new short at the beginning and at the end of it where Yuta and Rika get married. Spoiler.
Cute. Well, it's
Don't
at the
need-
beginning.
Don't need to watch that anymore. And then I also downloaded the Idolmaster movie, which I'm gonna watch again.
Highly acclaimed.
Yeah,
Movie.
yeah. And some other, and just catch up on other shows. So, what are you guys gonna do for the week?
Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
More anime. I'll probably catch up finally on my Wolf Girl, Black Prince, and maybe Akame or Akage got killed. Akame, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll believe it. Maybe try to get in some more League, and if possible, try to do some more Disgaea. Yeah.
Anyone want to have the last words?
No.
No? Okay. See you next time.
Have fun.
Bye.